Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give you some overall feedback on the raw footage of your 5-shot sequence. Some of you did a good job. Some of you, I think, missed the idea of the examples and the instructions that you were given. I'm going to attach an additional image that shows the 5 shots that you need and the camera distances and angles that you need them. All of the videos that I provided I thought were enough, but I think there's enough confusion that I needed to address this. And in some cases, some of you need to redo the 5-shot sequence completely, because I don't think that what you have is fixable, since it's all kind of the action needs to be matching together. Again, remember this. Let's simplify it. Don't overthink. It is one person, one location, one action, can be completely mundane, and then 5 different shots. And while you can film them out of order, it might help to film them in order. And think of it this way. So the very first shot that will be edited for your project this week are the hands. And so we show the hands, and we're like, why are we showing the viewer the hands? Well, we're showing the action of what the hands are doing. Right? So their hands are always doing something. And then we leave the audience viewer going, well, whose hands are they? Close-up of just the face. Nothing else going around. So it should be a close-up of just the face, about where I'm at right now. Okay? Close-up of the hands, should be right about here. Like I'm trying here with my laptop camera. And then the third shot is a wide shot or a medium shot. But that third shot, understand why we're doing a wide or a medium. We're connecting the person and the hands and the action with the location. So we need to see a wide shot of the location of where this person is working, what it is that they're doing, even if they're sitting there on their phone or reading a book, crocheting like you saw the example, playing the guitar seated at a chair, pumping air in the tire. So some cinematographers like that third shot to be wide, some like it to be medium, which is why I've offered different variations of both. But both accomplish the same thing in that shot number 3, location, and connecting the main character whose face we saw and whose hands we saw with what is actually happening. Maybe there are others around, but there don't need to be other people around. It could be just that one person. Shot 4 is over the shoulder, which a lot of you did this correctly, but is literally the camera. The name is literally, it is over the shoulder of the person. So we might see a portion of their shoulder in the back of their head, and typically it's probably tilting down, depending, unless they're reaching up doing, the action, then it might be over their shoulder looking up. Wherever the action is, that's the angle the camera should be from over the shoulder. It's not straight down. It's not anywhere else. It's not off to the side. We literally should see a portion of the top of their shoulder, or even more of that, depending upon the camera distance. And then shot 5 is the unusual or alternative angle, leaving the viewer with a really unique shot to finish with. So you can shoot those out of order, but in this sense, I think it makes sense in this scene, I think it makes sense to shoot the 5 shots in order. The one person can be sitting or standing. We don't need movement in the shots. We don't need a whole lot of action. You saw the one, the guitar player strumming the strings. That's enough. Crocheting, the hands are right here. The girl on the computer, pumping the tire. It's all in one place, one action, no motion. So we don't need motion. So I think what happens in a lot of these cases, what I find from early videographers, is overthinking. And I'm really trying to simplify that. The most mundane task can look interesting with these 5 cinematic shots. That's the goal, and understanding why we're doing it. Hands show action. Whose hands are they? The face, and only the face. Don't need to see anything else going around. That happens in shot 3. The location. Who else is around? What else is happening? Let's see the person and the action from a wide angle and the location. Shot 4 gives us more detail over the shoulder. So we're connecting the character and the action with detail of what's happening. And then in shot 5 is we're just being creative and alternative and unusual. A lasting impression, very last shot, lasting impression for the viewer. Understand that that's the theory of this project. Okay? So what am willing to do is, if you are in the boat, and some of you are, of having to redo a new 5-shot sequence because editing won't fix it, if you submit, if you do a new 5-shot sequence, submit the raw footage for that project and the edited version of it this week, and I will regrade and change the grade for the to go higher if you did it correctly. Also, make sure that we've talked about this, and a lot of you did a really good job with this. The minimum length of a raw shot should be 10 seconds. Raw meaning unedited. Just I'm hitting record and I'm holding it for 10 seconds at least. It can be longer. Understand the reason why. The more we have, the more footage we have, the more choice we have in editing. So we're going to take that 10 plus seconds and choose the best 3 to 5 seconds of it. Nothing less than 3, nothing greater than 5 this week when we go to edit. That's super important because, as I talked about, that's what our brain can process easily. It's a basic foundational rule that we can break at another time when we master these. But it's super important that you have at least 10 seconds to choose from, which you're like, well, that's way more than I need. I'm just going to just trust me on this and do that. And so if you are one, and it's a lot of you, who do need to record an entirely new 5-shot sequence, because it's really hard to kind of go back and recreate the sequence that you had, the action that you had. Sometimes if it's only the face, you can do that, but from what I saw, it looks like the actions might need to be redone. If you redo an entirely new 5-shot sequence, and you hold each shot for 10 seconds or more, submit the raw footage along with the edited footage to your assignment this week, and I will re-examine the grade that I gave you this week. Okay? So that's super important. And if there are questions, you need to reach out to me. What I will redirect you to is, one, I'm going to attach an additional image to this, because what I noticed is in the curriculum that I've used online, shot number 3 of the chef it does not look like a wide shot. So that might be confusing to some of you. Like, well, that's a wide shot. Remember, on wide shots, limbs are not cut off. It's head to toe. So head is not cut off, feet are not cut off, arms on either side, hands are not cut off. We see head to toe. I'm going to attach 2 images that will show you camera distance and angle from a filmmaking perspective, and then the exact 5-shot sequence that your shots should look like in image form. But I would encourage you then to go back and watch the videos again. And what I will tell you is what I always tell my students, that no matter what level, if your video does not look like one of the models that I provided for you, either A, you need to redo it, B, you just need to fix a couple of things, or C, what's going on. Like, I'm giving you those models so that you have a visual to follow. Then I'm giving you written instructions to follow those. So if shots 1 through 5, I give you that order, that's the order it needs to be in. And the next assignment after this, you will have creative freedom to mix that up. But I wanted to build a foundation, and I think some of you missed that mark. So it was important for me to address you all today, and then provide you with 2 more images that I hope will help explain what we're trying to do here. Camera distance, angle, and the 5-shot sequence. So I'm available later this week on Wednesday. I have office hours as usual, 9 to 11, and I will have office hours on Friday from 9 to 11. And if you email me prior to that and I can get back to you, I will be happy to do so. All right? Okay. Good luck.